Hello, this is Rob. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about nouns and adjectives and some of the errors that you can correct that people make with nouns and adjectives. So I'm going to start by talking about what a noun is. I think a lot of people probably remember learning that a noun is a person, place, or thing. It can also be an idea. So it could be a mother, could be Minnesota, could be a table, could be an idea like freedom or democracy. All of these things are nouns. So let's look at a sentence. Look at the sentence for a minute and think about what are the nouns in this sentence. So I'm just going to give you a second to think about that. So I hope that the first noun that you found in the sentence was bike, because that's definitely a thing, so that's a noun. The second noun in the sentence is a little bit different, but it's a word that stands for people, and that word is we. And it's a little bit different because it's a pronoun as opposed to a noun, but it is functioning as a noun. Now there's another pronoun in the sentence, and that is the word my, but my is a little bit different because it's not functioning as a noun. We'll talk more about my later. So my is not functioning as a noun, but the last noun in the sentence is sun. So those are the nouns in this sentence. Now I want to talk about adjectives. Adjectives are words, well, they're related to nouns because they're words that modify nouns. And specifically, most people think of adjectives as describing words, and that's true. They can describe nouns. But the way that they modify nouns, or the different ways they modify nouns, are that they tell you which noun you're talking about. So it's not just any dress, it's her dress, or it's this dress, or that dress. So that's one way that adjectives can modify nouns. Then they can also tell you what kind. So it's not just any dress, it's a red dress. That's the kind of dress that it is. So that's adjectives. So if we go back to that sentence and we think about what are the adjectives in this sentence, there might be some adjectives that jump right out at you. But before we get to those, let's look at the noun bike and ask ourselves, is there a word that's telling us which bike we're talking about? And there is, even though it doesn't look like an adjective, that word is the. And the word the tells us that this isn't a bike, it is the bike. And so that is a special kind of adjective called the determiner. We will talk more about determiners in a minute. And then if we look at the word sun, there's a word that's telling us which sun we're talking about. We're not just talking about any sun, we're talking about my son. So that is also functioning as an adjective. And then finally, the obvious adjectives in the sentence are the color words, which you probably noticed, and those are red and blue. So those are the adjectives in the sentence.